Hello, good afternoon, welcome to WebbWatch, welcome to another episode. I just want to do an episode and it's about the Game Boy, the Nintendo Game Boy, and it was the compact video game system of 1989, which was very compact. And we're talking about this episode about the size of the Game Boy itself, the system itself. In 1989, when it came out, it was, I've got one here just to show you. It's quite small. You could hold it in the palm of your hand. You could smash the buttons. The buttons were it's a very good design. It had all the things on it, to grip and everything like that. You could hold on. Yeah, you could play Tetris for hours, and it did its job. It was a fine machine and did its job. And it carried on. They carried on making these till 1995, and was it 95 or 96? I think it was 96. And anyway, it wasn't compact enough, so Nintendo thought, well, it's getting on a bit. We need to make this a bit more smaller, so you can carry it around with you a bit, because by 96 things were getting a bit more advanced. Things have moved on a little bit, you know what I mean? But this thing was still soldiering on. They were selling them. And so what would happen in 1996 was Nintendo thought, right, we're going to bring out a smaller one, more compact, one that you can carry around a lot easier. And the next one they brought out was this one. And this one is the Game Boy Pocket. Came out in 1996. It's red. I play this actually a lot. This one's my daily one that I use. And it takes, this time it takes 2 AAA batteries, and instead of the 4 AA's that are in that one. And this was out 1996, came out, same screen, but it's now a better screen. The screen was a lot more less ghosting or anything like that. It was a much more sleeker design. The connector port they changed because they thought, I don't know why they did that actually. They just changed it, and came out in 1996. Yeah, good machine. This still works today. Bash your buttons. It's not as good as that one actually. I'd probably say this one's probably a bit. Yeah, I'd probably say that one's a bit more. Not know. But this one came out 1996. Anyway, things moved on from 1996 at Nintendo. They thought, right, we've got to change it up a bit. And I thought, well, what we're going to do, make it even more smaller or anything like that? Well, they sort of did, and they didn't. They brought out 2 more in 1998. One of them was the Game Boy Light. It was a bit bigger than this. It was the same screen as this. It was a bit bigger. It took 2 AA batteries. But the fact was, it was bigger, and it should have been more compact, not bigger. Bigger isn't bigger. Bigger isn't better when you're carrying something around with you. You want it smaller. So the Game Boy Pocket was still, the smallest, because in 1998 the Game Boy Color came out, which obviously is bigger. It's if you're putting it in your pocket, you're going to need a bigger pocket for that, and that takes 2 AA batteries. The thing is though, it's apples and pears. That one you get about, was it 35 hours battery life? This one you get about 13 hours battery life, because you're on treble A batteries on this one, and this one I think you get about 30 hours battery life. But the thing is, it's bigger, and bigger isn't better when you're carrying something around with you. So they made this, but there'll be some people out there going, aha, but they also made a Game Boy, was it a Game Boy Micro? But that came out years later. I don't think even that played normal game on normal Game Boy game. I think I only played Advance. But anyway, this one came out. I think these were both discontinued around 2003. I think this one was definitely discontinued in 2000. I'm pretty sure this might have been discontinued a little bit before, but it carried on, and they were selling these, because I remember them being sold cheap. And these were like a bit more expensive, but Anyway, you're gonna look at a Game Boy though that was licensed by Nintendo, and I think it's probably one of the most, let's say, the smallest Game Boy that's ever come out from Nintendo. And I'm going to show you it, and you'll be pretty amazed when you see what it looks like. So this was slightly bigger that came out in 1998. This was slightly smaller that came in 1996. That's the original one, so you can't really blame the original ones. Like bigger anyway, isn't it? It's always is, isn't it? It's with the case, Look at the Walkman. The first Walkman was big. Then they slimmed it down for the second one. It was very small. So it's progress. That's what it is. So what they did was thought, well, let's license a Game Boy with another company and bring a sort of Game Boy out that plays one game. And here, well, I'll show you what it looks like. But this is it. This is a Nintendo Game Boy, officially made by Nintendo. And if you look on it, on the bezel, it says Nintendo. It's got the D-pad, it's got the jump button. It only plays one game though, because unfortunately there's no cartridge slot. And imagine the size of the cartridges for this. It'd be, well, it'd be bigger than this. Donkey Kong Jr. it plays, and the funny thing is as well, let me just, there we go. It's got a little stand so you can just pop it up and it tells the time, and you can also set an alarm on it, which none of these you can, but this you can. Just doesn't have a headphone socket, that's the only thing. It couldn't, but it is funny though. It's, well actually it's licensed by Nintendo. It is made by Nintendo, but it also says Stad la Boule or something on it. If you can read that, Stad la Boule or something, I don't know. But I had a little bit of research in this, and apparently they were made in Austria or something like that. So the little dinky things, and it plays Donkey Kong Jr. I'll have a little zoom in. There you go. That's what it looks like. The smallest Game Boy well, I could find, and I'll give you a little comparison shot. This is a box of matches, and it's probably a tiny bit bigger, only a little bit bigger than a box of matches. Yeah, I'd probably say it's about the same sort of depth with the D-pad probably makes it a bit more. But yeah, I mean it's a Game Boy that's the size of a box of matches. So yeah, very small. And let's have a look. I mean, it's massive compared to a Game Boy market. But anyway, let's have a little game on it, because it does play. It's an actual fully functionable Game and Watch. So there you go. Just have a little. Oh, missed it. Bugger. Hey. Oh. Well. Oh. I'm going to have another go on this after this. I think that's it, yeah. Let's see what Game B is like. Probably harder, but Oh, you didn't get a chance. Oh, it's very hard actually, look. Bugger. And that's Game B. Yeah, it's a Game Boy that's fully functionable. Oh, hang on. That's me out. It's 43. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share this with you. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, just wanted to share this one out with you. The one of the world's smallest Game Boys that I came across, and I thought it looked a bit cool. Thought I'd share it with you, and yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Never really seen these before. Also came with a keychain, you know, to put it on there. You can put it on and have it as a key ring or something. I don't know, but I mean, I just think it's quite funny. I mean, it didn't really cost me a lot, actually, to be brutally honest. I thought, you know, it's a Game & Watch. It's probably one of the newest. Put it back on time. There we go. Yep, probably one of the newest. Yeah, sort of Game & Watches I could find. It's got a weird. Yeah, it's just a weird one, isn't it? It does actually say on the back as well. 1998 Nintendo, all rights reserved, and yeah, mini classic. Never seen them really before, but it's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, I just wanted to share this one with you and see what it looks like. The world's smallest Game Boy. I don't know if it's the world's smallest, but it's probably one of the smallest Game Boys, and it actually says Nintendo on it as well. So yeah. Anyway, subscribe for more. See you soon. See you later. Subscribe for more.